Hello you guys and welcome back to more Let's Play, Let's Read Corpse Factory. I made the really smart decision to eat some spicy noodles right before I started recording, so I'm gonna be sniffling because it was really spicy and I'm crying. Last time on Corpse Factory, maybe I should take a minute. Okay, I think I'm okay. I think we're good. I think we're vibes. I think we're chill. Last time on Corpse Factory, we got a little bit too excited because one of our victims unfortunately met her untimely end, which made our character absolutely go ballistic. And we ended the video with Tomoe saying that we looked like horse shit. So, there's that. Tomoe's brazen drawl snaps me out of my dead-eyed stare. Her sweet southern drawl.
Looks like you've been sleeping in the sewer. It suits you.
Thanks. I don't know what she's talking about. I can't really focus on what she's saying. I realize I've been staring at my computer screen for about 20 minutes and rarely blinking. My mouth is dry, as though I've stopped producing saliva altogether. A dull throb in my lap causes me to cross one leg over the other in an attempt to get comfortable.
You know, I'm talking here. It's rude to ignore your superior.
Yeah. I swallow in an attempt to moisten my parched throat before speaking in a cracked voice.
Do you need something? Thought you should know that Shinya and I are gonna hit the town on Friday night. Turns out he's fancied me for a while now.
Oh, wow. Okay, good. Well, first of all, good for Shinya being able to just outright tell you without my help. I still feel bad about that. But wow, good job, Shinya, for having the courage. And second of all, good. He's a good guy. He deserves a little bit of fun. So, yeah, I hope you have fun with that, Tomoe.
In the end, seems like the better gal won, don't you think?
Uh-huh. Yes.
Seems that way. Is that all?
I can tell Tomoe is trying to get under my skin, but I'm honestly not in the mood to deal with it right now.
I thought you'd be more torn up about it.
Well, Tomoe, the problem is I don't care about him. Girly Pop, the problem is I'm not in the mood for dating. I'm in the mood for being a corpse girl. So, I don't care.
I don't care in the slightest. Why don't you go sit back at your desk?
Whatever. Hey, maybe I'll meet you after work again.
Why, so you can beat my ass? Please don't beat my ass.
Why? So you can attack me again?
I realized my voice was louder than intended. A few people nearby tilt their head quizzingly. Tomoe takes a cautious step back.
Keep your voice down, psycho. Stuff like that's between me and you.
Yeah, it might be between me and you, but you also beat my ass in front of the corporate offices where there's like probably security and security cameras. So like, girly pop, somebody saw that shit, okay?
You assaulted me. I should report you to the police.
The good old Karen. The good old Karen move. I'm gonna call the police. Although that was actually an assault.
Don't you dare.
Just take the win and go, Tomoe. Just take the W and go. Like, don't shove it in my face, girly pop. Let's go. Lost for words, Tomoe turns tail and walks away. I sigh and lean back in my office chair. Why do I feel so exhausted? My mind flickers, piecing together fragments of memory from the bathroom a short while ago. That's right. I let myself get carried away in exhilaration of my success. I temporarily stepped away from my own body and let my basic instincts take over. Is that what that was? Basic instincts? But I'm in control now. I'm myself again. I'm Noriko, stoic and unflinching. I'm Corpse Girl, successful and feared. I could kill people as easily as I can manipulate a photo. People like Tomoe should be scared of me. People like Tomoe shouldn't mess with me. I'm in control now. Whatever you say. Crazy girl. Climbing the steps to my apartment is always such a chore. I wish I'd move into a building with an elevator, but I simply couldn't afford to when I first moved out on my own last year. My first ever apartment it was a duplex that I got when I moved out of my parents' house. I didn't have very much time because I was getting kicked out of my parents' house. So I had to find something quick. I just had started working at unnamed factory that I will not disclose. At the time, I was only getting paid like $13 or $14 an hour. So I had to find something like decent that I could pay for, but I ended up only being able to afford a duplex that was infested with mice, mold, and definitely was in a shady area where they did absolutely find a dead body down the street from where I lived. And then my neighbors smoked so much cigarettes inside the house that it seeped in through the vent into my apartment, and everything of mine smelled like cigarettes. So that was really fun, quirky, goofy. If you moved out of your parents' house and you got a good place, count your lucky stars, you did it right. These old apartment buildings creak and groan when you ascend the stairs. On top of that, you can hear bustling of other people within their tiny homes as you proceed up each floor. There's always a slight whiff of mold or mildew whenever I ascend the stairs. There it is. There's the mold and mildew. It comes with every cheap apartment. It has to. I want to chalk it up to the fact that the building is so old, but it's possible that some of the residents here don't keep their apartments very clean. That might be true, but at the same time, Noriko, you have to realize that, apartment managers don't always keep, like the maintenance team doesn't always keep stuff maintained as per code. At the very least, this neighborhood is decent. I feel safe in my home, even if it's small and cramped. And my neighbors are respectful. From what I can tell, not that I really know them all. In fact, the only neighbor I have regular contact with are the very same ones that I leech Wi-Fi from. Some middle-aged, divorced guy named Kenji who lives on the floor below me, and his daughter Momo. Kenji's a decent guy though. He works overnight, which unfortunately means that Momo is left home alone a lot in the evenings. Momo's a sweet girl, perhaps she's 6 or 7 years old, and occasionally I can hear her singing drift up into my apartment. But it doesn't bother me too much, she's just a kid. It's the very same Kenji and Momo that I bump into when I'm climbing the stairs this evening.
Oh, good evening.
Hi, Kenji. Hi, Momo.
Hello.
We're just on our way to get some dinner. Isn't that right, Momo?
Yes.
Uh-oh, is she shy?
That sounds nice. I hope you have a good meal.
Thank you. Say, are you feeling okay? You look like you've been in some trouble.
Yeah, I just got my ass beaten and, sat on the bathroom floor and drooled.
There's dirt or something all over that side of your face.
Oh god, I hope that's dirt. I tilt my head and reach my hand to my cheek. Sure enough, dry muck has blended into my makeup and caked all over my face. It seems like my eyeliner has smeared as well. Is this from when I fell in the bathroom? Damn it. Have I looked like this all day?
Oh, right.
Ew. Poopy face. I try to make up some lies so Kenji doesn't worry about me.
I actually fell asleep on the train home, and I guess the seats were kind of dirty.
Is that so?
You should wash your face and do your makeup again. I can help if you like.
Okay, but it's time to eat dinner. I can't help but smile slightly at Momo's generous offer.
Thank you, Momo. I'll be sure to wash up and make myself look nice again. You should go have dinner with your dad.
The girl nods resolutely.
Well, I hope you're okay at any rate. Have you been working hard at the bank?
Yes. Getting my ass beat.
Oh, actually, I just work at the head office for the bank, so...
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Data something, right?
Yeah, data entry. It's a bit dull, but I'm happy enough.
That's good. That's very good. I know it's hard for kids like you to get good work in this economy. When you find a job like that, you really have to hold on to it.
Yeah, I agree.
When I was your age, I could only find cleaning work. I must have had a dozen different janitorial jobs. Before I met Momo's mother.
Yeah, I agree. I worked at unnamed factory for most of my 20s, and I will say that it not only ruined my body, my physical body, like it really messed up my body, but my mental health as well. So if you have a job that you like, yeah, absolutely stick with it as long as you can. until you can level up, per se. I blink a couple of times. It's not like I talk to this guy often. Really, we hardly know each other. Still, I've never actually heard him mention Momo's mother before. Most of the things I know about him, I've just pieced together from context.
Mom?
Of course, things are different now. I have Momo, and her mother isn't around anymore. Cleaning work doesn't cut it these days.
Aw, man. I grew up in a single household for a while, and it sucks because my mom was working a lot, and she's never home, so I bet Momo's probably struggling.
I was really lucky to get into security. It means I can work overnight while Momo sleeps, and I can still take her to school every day.
Security. Of course, now I remember. He did mention when we first met that he does that for a living. If memory serves me, correct me. He works for a private security company. I assume he guards corporate offices or parking lots, something like that.
Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Hold on to a job if you like it. That's very important.
Security can actually be a pretty decent job if you don't live in a bumfuck town like I do. They actually pay decently, unless, again, you live in bumfuck nowhere, like me, and they only pay you a measly, like, $8 or $10 an hour. But yeah, it could be good. I wouldn't mind working third shifts, because then, yeah, you get to do stuff during the day, especially if you have a kid. Although you're gonna be tired all the time, but, you know.
Thank you. I'm happy at Temujin, so I plan to stay there.
Very good. Oh, Momo was telling me earlier what she wants to do when she grows up. Weren't you, Momo?
Dad?
Come on now. Tell Naruko what you want to be.
A scientist.
A scientist?
Wow, a scientist. That's a great job. I'll be rooting for you, Momo.
Yeah, you got this, Momo. The girl blushes and hides behind her dad.
She's inherited her mother's book smarts, I'm certain. She definitely didn't get her brain from me.
What? Aw, don't be so mean on yourself.
Anyway, we're gonna get going. Enjoy your evening, Naruko.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye, Momo.
Bye-bye.
The two of them bow their heads and follow the rest of the stairs down. I continue up the next flight of stairs, each of the landing, and then turn the corner to enter my own apartment. Did I say each? What did I say? Reach? The place is dark because I always make sure to cut the lights before I leave. I can't afford to leave my electricity running. My rent chews through most of my salary as it is. Ain't that the truth? What kind of psychopath leaves their light on? What kind of rich... I'm just kidding. I am just kidding. Oh, it's going. I flick on the lights and feel relief as the living room illuminates. My faithful couch and TV emerge from the shadows and I immediately feel at home. After throwing my keys and bag onto the coffee table, I slump down onto the couch. What a day. I have an overwhelming urge to pull out my laptop and check my website for a new request, but my body needs some rest first. I'm desperate for a hot shower. I'll need to cleanse my face, scrape the paint out from underneath my nails, and I'll definitely have to slip into a fresh set of underwear. That's nasty. Whatever happened in the bathroom today took a toll on my body and my clothes. Well, the night is young. I can relax later. For now, it's time to start scrubbing. May 28th, Thursday morning. The convenience store is a little more crowded than usual. The mundane chatter of business people, students, and workers buzz in the air like swarms of relentless flies. Throughout the drone of the mingled conversations, I happen to catch a few interesting words here and there.
Have you seen that one website? What do you mean by request at death?
My lips curl into a half smile, half snarl. Okay, Light Yagami, calm down.
Since he always cheats, I thought I might upload his photo.
Oh! Snap, 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 snap. Get that ass. I'm just kidding. Don't cheat on your partners, or you'll get Corpse Girl to fuck you up.
And you think Corpse Girl really exists?
Here's so many people talking about Corpse Girl's website is enough to make my nerves tingle. However, I know they're not talking about it because of Akane Tsurumaki's death. As far as I can tell, her death wasn't reported to the news as a suspicious case. The only source of information I could locate was her obituary. And that didn't mention anything about foul play, so there's no way anyone could know Corpse Girl was involved. People are talking about the website in the same way they always have. Like, it's just an interesting topic of conversation. An icebreaker. One of those things you tell your friends to entertain them. And therein is my issue with the website as a topic of conversation. It's just an urban legend, a point of discussion that inevitably fizzes out and gets forgotten. People talk about it, people visit the website out of curiosity, but very few people take action and actually request a death. That's the part that annoys me. If people don't actively participate, how can I prove myself to the world? How can Corpse Girl claim her victims if there's no victims to be claimed? As long as the website is simply a talking point, a myth, an icebreaker, then Corpse Girl's ambitions will remain unfulfilled. To be fair, I haven't yet provided a compelling reason to take the website seriously. The death toll is humiliatingly low. I need to ramp it up and step up my game, for Corpse Girl's sake. Until I manage to do that, people will continue to simply discuss the website in a hushed tone. It's like some taboo fantasy that shouldn't be spoken of. But with some more time and some more victims, soon everyone will know the fear of Corpse Girl. Thanks to the constant drone in the convenience store, I barely register the quiet melody of a ringtone. Eventually my ears have been keen enough to pick it out, and I answer my phone.
Hey. Good morning, Noriko. Is this a bad time?
No, what's up?
Not at all. I'm at the convenience store.
Oh, good. I wanted to catch you before work.
No worries. I actually meant to call you yesterday, but the day got away from me.
That's okay. I wanted to ask if you spoke to Shinya yet?
I did, actually.
I sure did. Guess what?
What?
You start work on Monday. You'll be doing data entry with me. We might even get to sit near each other.
Oh my gosh. Really? Are you telling the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Of course. When have I ever lied to you?
A lot, probably.
Oh, Noriko. I'm so excited. Thank you. Thank you so much. Does this mean I can quit the maid cafe now?
Yeah, quit it.
Yep. Quit today if you can.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you.
Aoi, are you crying?
I'm so happy.
Making Aoi so overwhelmingly happy feels really good. I care so much for this girl. Her happiness is vital to me.
I owe you so much. And Shinya, too. I know. I'll buy him a gift to give him on my first day. Do you think he'll like that?
I actually do. I think he'll like that. You should do that.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. That's a great idea, Aoi.
What does he like?
Crime shows. I managed to spill the answer to that without having to think twice.
Crime novels.
Oh, really? His dad is a detective, right? Okay, I can get something like that. Right now, I'm going to march into the cafe and quit.
Yeah, do that thing.
You tell him. Good luck, kid.
Okay, bye, Noriko.
The call ends and I smile. Aoi sounded so happy. I'm really glad that I could help her out. She deserves to be happy. I barely have time to select a can of coffee from the line of refrigerated shelves before my phone rings again.
Huh? Aoi?
Sorry to call again, Noriko. I just, something was bugging me.
What's up?
Did I, this is going to sound stupid. Did I thank you for getting me the job?
Oh, yeah, you did. A few times, I think.
Okay, phew. I just wanted to check. It was bothering me. And I didn't want to come off as ungrateful, so...
Oh no. Oh yeah, that's right. She has social anxiety. I have literally done this before. I feel so bad. I've kind of tried to practice this habit out, but I have done this before where I've called or texted people and been like, I don't know if I said thank you, but I'm sorry, but I'm thank you. I'm thank you? I'm thank you.
You know what? Just to make sure. Thank you, Noriko.
You're no problem, Aoi.
Okay, I'm going now, really. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Aoi.
The call ends and my brow furrows. That was strange. But maybe not so strange for Aoi. I guess she just wanted to be polite. I shrug it off and return to selecting my coffee for the day. The office atmosphere is unusually somber when I exit the elevator. There's a fewer people around than normal, and some executives I rarely see on this level are hovering around in one of the glass-screened cubicles to on one side of the floor. I spy Shinya standing at his desk, talking quietly on the phone. He's nodding and bowing a lot, despite the fact that whoever is on the other end of the call can't see him. Oh, he's bowing and they can't see it, it doesn't matter. I want to ask somebody what's going on, but nobody seems to notice me arriving. I shuffle my way to my desk and sit down. I spend some time looking over the spreadsheet of today's tasks. After going through it thoroughly, Shinya arrives in front of my desk, seemingly out of breath.
Noriko, has anyone filled you in yet?
No, actually.
No, what's going on? Why is half the office empty?
Well, you see, somebody within the company died yesterday.
Oh, crap, sorry.
Oh? Somebody we know?
Shinya shakes his head slowly, his expression's gravely serious.
Nobody you would have interacted with. She was an exec, up on the 21st floor. Apparently, she never showed up yesterday, but her coworkers just assumed she was taking a personal day. People started getting the news in the afternoon. She was involved in some sort of accident, and now she's...
Dead?
Shinya glares up at me, his narrow pupils seemingly accusing me of being tactless. That's... Yeah, Noriko, you would say she passed away. You wouldn't say she's dead?
Yes. Dead.
So, I mean, I get it's a tragedy and all, but how does this explain where everyone is today?
You should have received an email sent out by HR this morning. Basically, everyone is being offered professional grief counseling.
Wait, what? Okay, no, I'm gonna sound really insensitive right now. But... What? That's so crazy. The concept is just above my head. When I was working at Unnamed Factory, during the pandemic, my previous supervisor actually passed away from COVID. And so many people died. And there was a lot of older people that just had died, unfortunately, because, they were older and had health complications. And it was so crazy to me. I guess I get the coworker thing, but the supervisor passing away, and basically when we got to work, there was like a notification on the board that was like, in loving memory of this person. And then we were all shocked because he had been in the hospital for a while. And they basically just told everybody that worked under him, yeah, don't worry about it. Sad. Get to fucking work. This factory's not gonna make money on its own. Fucking who cares? Work for 12 hours. God, I would have loved personal grief counseling. Anyway.
Seriously?
I think some people are taking up the offer, but I suspect some other employees are using the opportunity to skip out on work.
Me.
Regardless, what happened to Miss Tsurumaki was a tragedy. So unexpected.
I blink a few times, getting ready to turn back to my computer. Miss Tsurumaki?
Wait, what was her name?
Huh? Ms. Tsurumaki. It should be in the email. She had a young daughter and everything. It's really sad.
Kane Tsurumaki? Though I've never met her before, her face appears in my mind in starting clarity. Self-asphyxiation? Asphyxiation? An accident? She worked here? I can scarcely believe it. It's true that this is a massive company with thousands of employees Japan-wide, but still, for her to work in the very same building as me, it's too coincidental. It doesn't feel right. I wouldn't have gone through killing her if I knew she worked in my... Wait, wow. Okay, sorry. Would have I gone through with killing her if I knew she worked in my building? This scenario creates more questions than answers. The person that requested her death, do they also work here? It would have to be somebody who knows her well enough to want her dead. Odds are high that they work here as well.
You okay?
I realize that I've been spacing out and I turn back to Shinya.
Yeah, sorry. Just thinking is all.
Well, grief affects us all in different ways. I think. The details for the counseling sessions are in the email. Be sure to take up the company's offer if you think it'll help. As for me, I think I'll be okay. Some quiet reflection on the matter should help clear my head.
I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. If you're somebody like Shinya who likes a lot of true crime, something like this probably just is something that like you'd like to think about and like have quiet time rather than counseling. I don't think I would ever need counseling unless it was like Tomoe, like somebody so close to me like that. Like I work with them every day and suddenly they're gone. That's how I felt about the supervisor. Like, I worked with him every day and suddenly he's gone. And I just kind of felt, like, stunned. I was just, I don't know, it felt unreal. And maybe that's how somebody like Shinya would feel. They just need a time to kind of, like, grieve by themselves.
Sure, okay.
Plus, I have a date with Tomoe to look forward to.
Woohoo!
It's important to look ahead in times like these, isn't it? I think I read that somewhere.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, that's what they say.
Very well then. Do your best today, okay?
Okay, have fun with Tomoe.
Right.
Shinya takes his leave and I let my shoulders slump. I killed someone from my office building, but I didn't know that at the time. Could my involvement be traced? No, I was careful to cover my tracks. I deleted the photos from my computer, discarded the burner photos SIM card, and trashed the phone itself. There's no way anyone will find out I was involved. Besides, I don't even know if the authorities are treating this case as a murder. As far as the general information goes, it would seem like it truly is being treated as an accident. I'm in the clear, I know I am. However, I sure would like to uncover the identity of the person who requested Tsurumaki's death. The thought that I could be someone I work with makes me way too curious. You're the one who put that rule into place to, like, cover people's identities. Despite work being eventful this morning, the rest of the day passed quietly. Is this your room? I've only ever seen your living room up to this point. Even Tomoe kept her distance from me. I wonder if I scared her off when I casually mentioned reporting her to the police. Not that I actually would report her. That would lead to the police getting mixed up in my life. I can't really have that, considering my moonlight occupation. Especially now that I know that I have a connection to Tsurumaki. I brush my hair out in front of my mirror in the bedroom. I remove any makeup and reveal the ever-so-faint bruise on my cheek, the fading token of my fight with Tomoe. Since the night is rather cold, I decide to snuggle up under the covers in the bed with my laptop. I crawl into bed and pull the plush blankets over myself. The warmth and softness is immediately comforting, and I had to fight the urge not to fall asleep here and now. To keep myself awake, I check the requests on my website. I'm pleasantly surprised to find that there are 2 new requests. 2 in one day? My heart begins to race, and I quickly open the messages. The first message reads, Request details. Today, 11:14 a.m. Victim's phone. Image attachment not found. No image attachment? What? I thought I configured the website to reject requests unless an image is attached. This is really irritating. I got my hopes up for nothing. It takes me a second to remember that there's another request waiting, and my optimism is renewed. I hurriedly clicked the unread message. Request details. Today, 5:06. Victim's phone. Downloading image attachment. Yes, this request has been submitted correctly. The image loading before my eyes. The new victim is male, early 20s. He's fit and athletic looking. His clothing is casual, so it's impossible to infer what kind of work he does. The photo of him is pretty simple. I don't know if he uses this for his noise profile or if it's an ID photo of some sort, but either way he looks like a happy person. I'm not so naive to pretend that I can't guess the reasons for this guy's wanting dead. Perhaps an ex has submitted his details after a bad breakup, or jealous siblings want him out of the picture. People's motivations are purely selfish. Requesting the death of somebody is guaranteed to be motivated by self-interest. So why did somebody want Tsurumaki dead? She was so plain looking, so uninteresting. She didn't look like she was capable of even thinking about wronging somebody. Did somebody want revenge on her? Or did somebody simply want to find her so dull that the thought of removing her from the planet seemed appealing? I interrupted my own thoughts and returned to the task at hand. Dwelling on the past victim won't do me any good if I want to continue my streak of success. This new guy is attractive. It's almost a shame I have to chop him up. Well, we all get what's coming to us. No sense in trying to avoid scarring a pretty face. Beauty is superficial anyway. I know that as well as anyone. No one deserves to be spared just because they're good looking. Beautiful people should suffer just as much as anyone else. Beautiful people do suffer just as much as anyone else does. Take Aoi, for example. She's gorgeous, absolutely stunning, and definitely my type. But she suffers endlessly at the hands of cruel stalkers and patrons. I knew she was gay. I could smell the gay. Everyone suffers, beautiful or not. We all cop the cat. Sorry, I was struggling not to say cat. We all cop the crap we're dealt. So why fuss over beautiful corpse? This guy, or Aoi, even Tomoe on a good day, beautiful people die the same way as an average person. The guy on my computer screen probably doesn't even really deserve to die. I'm sure there's just some petty reason for his death that has been requested. But I take the request seriously, and I won't turn even a single one down. Corpse Girl's conventions will pave the way to her fame. With a smirk and a lick of my lips, I get to work. I've got a nice clear photo here so I can go all out on the request. I hit up the DD, database of the deceased, and spend some time selecting a suitable base image. I hesitate between choosing the image of a corpse with a knife in his throat or a body soaking in bloody bathtub with his wrists slit. Either image would do fine, but I really want something special for this last victim. After all, I have to top my last success, right? Another 5 or 10 minutes pass until I gasp at coming across a perfect photo. Thanks to my clever use of tags and filters on the DD, this image matches my victim's description perfectly. 20 to 30 years old, athletic build, male. The corpse's legs are severed below the knee. Bloody stumps leak their vital fluids on the high body. Okay. Breathe. The body is hanging from the set of power lines on some suburban street. It's perfect. Beautiful, even. It will help me create a beautiful death for a beautiful person. I kind of have to question the story behind this photo. I wonder if the police will ever investigate and discover what happened to this sucker. Well, regardless, this will serve my purpose. I download the highest resolution copy available and save it to my hard drive. You know, eventually I feel like the police are gonna realize that these body images closely resemble corpses, but I guess they wouldn't know where to look first. It would take them a while, huh? My fingers trace along the computer's trackpad with practiced movements, clicking, tapping, dragging at random intervals. The night carry on. May 29th, Friday morning. My walk to the train station this morning is confident, cocky, self-assured. When I board the train, I even managed to take a seat for the first time in a while. I withdraw a worn book from my handbag and flip open the cover. There's a name scrawled on the blue ballpoint pen on the first page, but has become faded and illegible over time. I don't quite remember where I picked up this book. Maybe I discovered it at a secondhand bookshop, who knows? I own so many obscure tomes that I can't be expected to recall purchasing every single one. Its aged cover and weathered spine both bear the same title. Fosse Photography, a comprehensive history of photo manipulation. The book is written in English, and it's a slog to work through with my limited knowledge of that language. But I like to skim through it primarily for the photographs contained within. The example of early image doctoring from centuries ago fascinates me. The book even features techniques and studies as recent as 1993. It was first published. It's true that a lot of techniques discussed within are no longer relevant to today's digital age. However, there's a hearty section dedicated to the art of manipulating corpses' photos, something that I am indeed very, very interested in. The most intriguing aspect of the session's content is that the featured artist performs the opposite kind of work that I do. Instead of manipulating images of the living to make them appear dead, the artist in the book edits images of the dead in order to make them look more alive. In bygone eras when the photographs of people were taken a few and far between, a sect of artists dedicated themselves to honoring the memory of the deceased. Oh, excuse me. I sneezed. They did this by making the photos taken upon the death look beautiful and full of life. These photos were gifted to family members and loved ones. The tradition makes sense. Imagine if you lost someone dear to you and you had no photographs of them. Wouldn't it be wonderful to receive one last memento, a beautiful image of the way that you remember them? Instead of using makeup to beautify a corpse, these artists apply paintbrush and pen directly to a photograph to seemingly bring the deceased back to life. The impressive aspect of this process is the way that the illustrated corpse's eyes look so full of life. Even though this is a far cry from the work that I do, I can't help but feel some sort of kinship with the artists discussed in this book. Surely we're cut from the same cloth. Browsing through the images in this book inspires me to work hard at my own photo editing. Many of the pictures are in black and white, but to me, that only drives home how impressive these old techniques were. I finished flipping through the chapter and closed the book. I hold the tattered tomb close to my chest and breathe a sigh of satisfaction.
The next station is Shinjuku. The doors on the right side will open. Please change here for the Chuo line, the Shonan Shinjuku line, the Saikyo line.
That's me, let's go. I quickly stuff the book into my handbag and get ready to disembark the train. When I'm certain nobody is looking, I carefully open the lid of a large dumpster in front of me. The stench of rotten food and who knows what else assaults my senses, and I reflectively gag and sputter. The staff at the convenience store really needs to seal their trash in plastic bags before just tossing it in here.
Ugh, this is disgusting. I have to stop doing this.
What are you doing? The raised, open lids locked into place at a 45-degree angle, allowing my now free hands to retrieve a small black object from my handbag. It's a flip phone, a cheap plastic thing with a shiny charcoal finish. I open it up and tap on the retro tactile keys, confirming that I've completely deleted all of the sent messages and photos. Nodding to myself, satisfied that I've covered my tracks, I eject the battery from the back of the casing and toss it in the dumpster. Then I snap the phone in half along with the hinge, separating the screen from the keypad. The screen crunches into pieces with a gratifying ktch. Underneath my shoes, I retrieve the smashed parts from the asphalt, careful not to prick my finger on any of the sharp glass. With a hardly glance, I unceremoniously launch the broken parts of the phone into the dumpster. I clap my hands together and dust them off, and then shut the dumpster lid and hurry away. I sidle, the fuck is that, between the brick wall of a convenience store and a narrow metal railing intended to keep people like me away from the dumpsters. Now in front of the convenience store, I finally feel a breath deeply without fear of inhaling the toxic contents of the dumpster. I let my lungs take their fill before nonchalantly crossing the street. That takes care of my latest burner phone. Before leaving the office building, I crack the SIM card in half and dispose of it in a combustible trash. Now with the phone itself destroyed and discarded at a different location, my mind is at ease. It's been slightly less than 24 hours since I managed to message my latest victim, that athletic guy that I may have briefly fantasized about during my restless slumber. Ariko! She's by. My general rule of thumb is to keep a burner phone for exactly 24 hours after sending a photo. However, I made an exception today, and I wanted to discard the phone early to clear my anxiety and get a full night's rest tonight. Besides, it's not like anyone ever replies to the messages I send. I'd love it if they did, but it is what it is. So really, there's no point in holding on to the evidence of my wrongdoing for longer than necessary. If memory serves me, I wrote tomorrow's date on the latest victim's timestamp, May 30th, 10:31 a.m. The victim may decide to off himself today, of course. He could end up like Akane Tsurumaki. But if anything, if he's like her, he'll hold out until just a few hours before the designated time. He'll let panic and fear boil and build inside of him until he just can't take it anymore. Or someone will come along and knit it for him. I can't be sure. Still, I don't know what happened to Rui Hatano. Did she get herself? Or did somebody else snuff out her life? Either way, I'll start researching obituaries tomorrow. I'm confident that this will be another successful request. If it is, I'll truly be on a winning streak. With butterflies in my stomach, I cross the street. On my route home, I usually like to trek through a small park close to my apartment, providing the weather is decent. I avoid the park in the mornings, as a lot of people walk their dogs, and I can't risk my allergies flaring up before I reach the office. In the evening, the park is much emptier. I'm supposed to finish work a bit earlier than most people, so While everyone else is busy, I can enjoy the fresh air and scenery. I make my way along the neat, broad dirt path that connects one side of the park to the other. Wooden benches line the path at a regular interval, and at this time of the evening, it's common to see a homeless person or two using a bench as a resting place. The city has more homeless people in general than the general population would care to admit. But I try not to think of it as I walk by it every day. I already know that many people have it worse off than that do, but there's not exactly anything I can do to help, right? Should I be giving these people money that I can't afford to spare? Wouldn't I just also end up homeless as well? Not exactly broke, but if I live month to month on my salary, it's expensive to live on the outskirts of Akihabara. I'm commuting to Shinjuku every day, and it isn't exactly cheap either. When you add in electricity bills, phone, food... I mean, I don't eat unless I have to, but I'd starve if I didn't buy a meal every other day. But you don't have to keep buying burner foods, phones. And I don't even get me started on the cost of coffee I drink. Okay, yeah, you could cut that out too. You could cut that out too, you know. If I'm lucky, I can score a can for 100 yen, but more often than not, I'm not paying up to 150 for a single can, so it's like, what, $2, $3? Even if I were to buy a canned coffee in bulk from one of those huge variety stores like Coyote, Donkey, I'd only still save a handful of loose change. And I wouldn't have access to the familiar section I get at the convenience store. I'm just thankful that I don't go out for drinks after work like most of my colleagues. If I had to buy a few rounds of beer every week, my bank account would definitely dry up. By avoiding that kind of group outing, not only do I save money, but I'm also not forced to spend more time around people. It's a win-win situation. Realizing that I'm trotting along the path at a snail's pace, I tell myself to speed it up. Towards the end of the park, the silhouettes of two people on the bench come into view. The sound of laughter carries on the wind, and I can't help but feel like I've heard those voices before. Is it Tomoe? And Shinya? As I draw closer, a sinking sensation clenches in my stomach. I immediately get the urge to turn around, but I'm so close home.
Aha! It's Noriko! Fancy seeing her here.
Oh my god, hi.
Noriko's here.
I sure am. Hello. Tomoe and Shinya. Tomoe glares and flips her long hair behind her ear with a shit-eating grin on her face. Shinya looks kind of out of place at the office, outside the office, and his face is filtered by an exceptionally uncomfortable expression. I start to wonder why these two are here, but then I recall that they did mention they were going on a date on Friday night. I suppose I just had bad luck that I would run into them on my way home. So, what are they doing here in Akihabara? I had to assume that Tomoe came here on purpose just to spite me.
On your way home?
Maybe.
Uh-huh. How's your, date?
We're having a blast. Right, Chen?
Yes, of course. A great time.
I wonder if Tomoe has been dragging Shinya along against his will.
Okay, well, I'll leave you to it.
Hey, we're gonna grab some chicken. Why don't you come with us?
That's a date. I'm not gonna third wheel your date.
No thanks.
I can't think of any worse way to spend an evening than eating with Tomoe.
Please come with us, Noriko.
Uh-oh, he's struggling. Oh no. Okay. Shinya has been Shinya has a dejected look on his face. It's pitiful, but he brought this date on himself. Why should I have to bail him out?
Sorry, I've got things to do tonight.
Are you sure you're not just avoiding eating? Afraid to gain a bit of fat?
I honestly don't know what to say to that.
Say, Shin, you ever seen Noriko eat anything?
Well, now that you mention it, she never seems to eat at the office.
Okay, I have an eating disorder, and that's not nice to, like, talk about it, okay? Okay?
I eat at home, if that's okay with you.
It's not completely a lie. Sometimes I eat at home. Sometimes I don't eat at all.
Come on, come get some chicken with us. You can throw it back up or whatever afterwards if it makes you feel better.
Tomoe, you're such an insensitive bitch. She's starting to get on my nerves. I swear, she tries to identify my flaws and insecurities just so she can rub them in my face.
Tomoe, you're not being very nice to Noriko. Aren't you two supposed to be friends?
We're besties. Besties talk shit to each other, right, Noriko?
Right.
Huh. Fascinating.
Anyway, I'm going now. See you on Monday.
Okay, see you then.
Buzzkill. She's such a drag.
You're such a drag. I let Tomoe's word hang in the air as I walked past her. I'm pretty annoyed that she dragged Shinya all the way here just to taunt me. Is this her idea of a good date? Does she care about Shinya at all, or is this whole thing just to annoy me? Tomoe dating Shinya doesn't even get under my skin. I don't have feelings at all for him. What does get on my nerves is that she simply is the fact that Tomoe is trying so hard to get on my nerves. You know what? It does seem like it gets on your nerves though, because your stomach turned. So what was that about? Of course, it wouldn't be fair if I carry on my way home without one final interruption. Tomoe calls out to me again.
Your friend Aoi is gonna start work with us on Monday, yeah? Oh, fun. I can't wait to meet a friend of Noriko's.
Don't talk to Aoi. I grimace. I suppose Shinya told her about that. I turned back to them both.
Don't even think about messing with Aoi. That girl has dealt with enough crap at her last job.
Oh, has she? Maybe big, strong Noriko can protect her now.
I'd do anything for her. She's my best friend. If you had any friends of your own, you'd understand what that feels like.
Yo, I got plenty of friends. And only some of them are sluts like you.
Yeah. I'm going.
I finally managed to disengage from the conversation, even with Tomoe's mocking laugh piercing the air. I exit the park, cross the road, and walk down the block leading to my apartment. Tomoe. I have to wonder if that girl exists solely to irritate me. I have to tell myself that she's not worth my time. I can't let her taunts get to me. Grin and bear it, as they say. That's what a stoic, unflinching Noriko would do. Running a hand through my hair, I smile and approach my apartment building. Uh-huh. That is what a Noriko would do, huh?